Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into the mesmerizing world of the Moonstone by Wilkie Collins, a gripping tale of mystery, passion, greed, and the quest for redemption. Published in 1868. This isn't just any old novel. It's widely hailed as the first great English detective story, a blueprint that shaped the crime fiction genre for generations to come. But the Moonstone is so much more than a simple whodunit. It's a rich tapestry woven from the perspectives of many different characters, servants, family members, lawyers, and lovers, each contributing a vital piece to the sprawling puzzle surrounding one extraordinary and cursed yellow diamond. So, settle in as we journey back to Victorian England into a world of hidden sins, a daring midnight theft, and the relentless, often painful, pursuit of truth. Our story begins not in England, but in colonial India. The Moonstone is a magnificent, luminous yellow diamond, held sacred as the eye of the Hindu god of the moon. For centuries, it was set in the forehead of a deity statue in a temple at Somnath, fiercely protected by a line of 3 hereditary priests. But this sacred piece is shattered during a British raid led by the ruthless Colonel John Hearn. As the colonel seizes the diamond for himself, the temple's 3 guardians swear a solemn blood-bound oath. They will recover the gem no matter the cost, no matter how long it takes, even if their quest must pass down through generations. The diamond, now bearing a divine curse, is brought back to England, and with it, the inescapable shadow of vengeance follows. Years pass, and Colonel Herncastle dies, a man despised by his own family. In his will, he bequeaths the legendary Moonstone to his niece, Rachel Verender, to be delivered precisely on her 18th birthday. This, however, is no gift of affection. It is an act of pure revenge. The colonel, knowing full well his family's hatred for him, leaves them a legacy deliberately wrapped in scandal and steeped in mystery. Rachel's birthday is celebrated at her mother's grand country estate in Yorkshire. Among the guests are her dashing cousin and admirer, Franklin Blake, the steadfast family lawyer, Mr. Bruff, and the wonderfully loyal old servant, Gabriel Betteredge, who becomes one of our primary narrators. When Franklin presents the dazzling Moonstone to Rachel, the entire party marvels at its otherworldly beauty. Yet, that very same night, as the household sleeps, the diamond vanishes from Rachel's room. The next morning, chaos erupts. The gem is gone without a trace, and strangest of all, Rachel refuses to speak a word about it. A toxic cloud of suspicion and silence descends upon the house. And here, detective fiction, as we know it, truly begins. The brilliant Sergeant Cuff, a calm, observant, and remarkably intelligent officer from Scotland Yard, arrives to investigate the baffling theft. Cuff quickly deduces that the thief must be someone from within the house. He notes the strange and secretive behavior of several key individuals. Rachel is oddly withdrawn and defensive. Her maid Rosanna Spearman is visibly nervous and distraught, and even Franklin Blake seems uneasy. Rosanna, a former thief, given a second chance as a servant, is secretly and hopelessly in love with Franklin. It becomes clear she's hiding some crucial piece of evidence. Perhaps her inner turmoil culminates in tragedy when she takes her own life in the treacherous local quicksand. Sergeant Cuff comes to believe that Rachel is protecting the real thief, and he suspects it's Franklin Blake. Without proof, his hands are tied. The detective departs, issuing a chilling warning that the story of the Moonstone is far from over. Shortly after, the household scatters. Rachel, believing the worst of Franklin, breaks off all contact with him. Heartbroken and confused, Franklin leaves the country and the mystery remains utterly unsolved. Months later, the story picks up again, this time told through a series of letters and testimonies from different characters. We learn that the three Indian Brahmins, the sworn guardians of the diamond, have arrived in England, disguised as humble street performers. They are silently, patiently searching for their stolen sacred relic, following its mystical trail. Meanwhile, Franklin Blake, haunted by the unresolved accusation and the loss of Rachel, returns to England. He is determined to clear his name and, more importantly, win back Rachel's trust. He soon makes a shocking discovery. Rachel genuinely believed he was the thief. She tells him that on the night of the robbery, she personally saw him enter her room and take the diamond. Franklin is floored. He swears he has absolutely no memory of doing such a thing. How could this be? The mystery deepens when Franklin discovers a letter left behind by the deceased servant, Rosanna. In it, she reveals that she had found and hidden a nightgown belonging to him, stained with a smear of paint from Rachel's bedroom d'Orthaver, one worn by the thief on the night of the crime. Franklin is stunned. Is it possible that he committed the robbery without even knowing it? To unravel this impossible knot, Franklin seeks the help of Mr. Ezra Jennings, a brilliant but eccentric assistant to the local doctor. Jennings is a tragic figure, frail from illness and addicted to laudanum, a form of opium, to manage his pain. Yet, his mind remains resilient. He listens to Franklin's story and proposes a shocking theory. Franklin did take the diamond, but he did so while under the influence of laudanum. Jennings explains that on the night of the birthday party, Franklin had unknowingly taken a dose of the drug given to him by the doctor to help him sleep. In this drugged, sleepwalking state, he rose from his bed, entered Rachel's room, and took the Moonstone not with the intent to steal it, but with a subconscious desire to protect it. By morning, the drug's effects had wiped his memory clean. Rachel, seeing him take the gem but unaware of his condition, naturally assumed he was a thief. Her silence was born of a painful mix of love and shame. To prove this incredible theory, Jennings suggests a bold experiment. They will recreate the exact conditions of that fateful night. Franklin agrees. He takes the same dose of laudanum and, while sleepwalking, repeats his actions precisely, finally confirming the truth. The theft was a tragic accident, a terrible misunderstanding. But one question remains. Where is the Moonstone now? The final, damning piece of the puzzle comes from a most unexpected source. Godfrey, a respected family friend, and another of Rachel's suitors. Outwardly, a pious and charitable man, Godfrey is revealed to be a complete hypocrite, living a secret double life of staggering debt and deceit. It turns out that Franklin, in his sleepwalking state, had encountered Godfrey that night, and, seeking a safe place for the diamond, handed it to him for safekeeping. Tempted by overwhelming greed, Godfrey secretly pawned the diamond in London under a false name, planning to pay off his debts. But fate, and the diamond's curse, finally catches up with him. The three Indian priests, relentless in their quest, trek Godfrey to a lodging house in London. They reclaim the Moonstone, not through overt violence, but with a quiet, grim inevitability. Later, Godfrey Abelwhite is found dead Smadara, victim of his own corruption and greed. The three guardians, their sacred duty fulfilled, quietly return to their homeland. The Moonstone is restored to its temple, its divine light once again shining from the forehead of the god of the moon. At long last, the dark shadow cast by the Moonstone finally lifts, with the truth revealed. Rachel and Franklin reconcile, their love triumphantly renewed, through the power of truth and forgiveness. Gabriel Betteridge, our steadfast narrator, closes his part of the tale with quiet wisdom. And Ezra Jennings, the misunderstood genius who solved the puzzle, finds peace, his troubled life redeemed by his final act of kindness. The diamond, that powerful symbol of human greed and divine justice, returns to its rightful place, its journey leaving an indelible mark on every soul it touched. The Moonstone is far more than just a detective story. It is a profound study of human weakness, moral conflict, and the possibility of redemption. It masterfully explores how truth is not a single, simple thing, but a complex mosaic pieced together from many different voices and perspectives. Wilkie Collins' masterpiece gave birth to the detective novel as we know it, establishing the classic elements, the clues, the red herrings, the final confession, and above all, the slow, methodical unveiling of truth through reason and empathy. More than 150 years later, the Moonstone still gleams as brightly as ever, a timeless and compelling reminder that no secret, no matter how deeply buried, can stay hidden forever. Thank you for joining this journey into Wilkie Collins' The Moonstone, the world's first great detective novel. If you enjoyed this summary, please show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing for more classic literature brought to life. Until next time, remember, even the brightest gems can cast the darkest shadows.